Hey, so I feel like it's like a phones thing now. Hey, how I walk into the club, like, hey, um, my little mic's on the side here, like I'm like a pirate. So I just thought let's do something different. Usually it's tucked in the middle, but obviously Summer Madness is Summer Madnessing. By the pounders, by the pounding. Pause. But we still have the Premier Battles tournament. We still have the big news from there, and I will try to take notes of a lot of things before I talk about this because I think this is a really interesting topic and a real different twist to how things could be moving forward in UK battle rap. So if you don't mind the time, let's talk Premier Battles. We're winning Mars.
I must not give in to these fantasies of weakness. Doubtless this is some charm laid on me by an evil shaman, evil sorcerer. Only the chase has meaning. It's meaning.
Yeah, yeah, keep running. Yeah, yo, look, I'm in the outback where it's spooky. Wildcats still pursue me like owls do to the rats and the clouds do when I'm moody. Proud dads to Suzuki's, you backed out and amuse me. I'm good hair from I tear your whole crown flat. From I'm in the outback with no neighbors, giant snakes in the gators. You feel fear in your veins ever since the moment you came in. Heat raises the stakes and big meat is the fragrance. I reign here from a day to doubt that. From I'm in the outback with my chest out, I'm the best out. Who's next? Put you through the test, do the chew your neck out. When you eat through tube and bed bound, from I eat mountains for breakfast. Keep rounds in these
Yo, shout out to everybody out there who's watching this. Subscribe to his channel. He's doing big things. My man Cammy. It's your man Cass, aka Angry Fan Man. We up out
What's
of here.
good, Cammygbr? We are here. We're winning Mars. Now, this became. I feel like this was announced before it was properly announced. Now, what I mean is there was all of a sudden a lot of conversations about Premier Battles retiring, or like a lot of the battle rappers like, this is our last battle, might be the last time you see us, we are out, deuce 5, goodbye. Like, it was an odd time. It was going, well, what's about to happen next if everyone's retiring? And then there came a live stream from Briggsy and Bloodstone, I think Gast Buff at the time, and that's where they talked about the phase 2 of Premier Battles. You know, it seemed like UK battle rap, we are a loyal fan base, we are through thick and thin, we are here. But it felt like how it came across is Premier Battles is only coasting, and the revenue's not there for all these battles to happen still, and everyone that we want, and all the venues, the opportunities, everything we want to bring to battle rap, it looks like it's coming a little difficult. So Premier Battles took the dice and have rolled it, and they've brought out Where Winning Matters. Now, what was interesting about when this was announced was there was one sentence that I picked up more than anything else through like an hour live stream. One sentence. It was Briggsy telling the people, we are no longer a league, we are a production company.
With the Anarchy tournament is they were live streams. You will not see this content until January. So what we're looking to do is, obviously I work in TV. It's what I do full time. I run a production company. We're going to turn Premier Battles into a production company, essentially. Right. So the idea is and by the way, this is very, very new. Like, this might not be the final way this works because we are still fine tuning it. But I just thought it was better to rip the band-aid off and get this out there rather than wait until Apex and stuff. But yeah, we're going to essentially turn this into a production. Now, I've had conversations in the last 24 hours with people I know that basically commission stuff for TV. So the potential goal for us is to do this as a proof of concept for 2026. 2027, we can provide numbers to distributors such as Amazon Prime and become part of that setup. That's where we want to go with it.
Now, that to me is the biggest twist of the entirety of Premier Battles, that it's no longer, not the idea of competitive, because we, especially with the tournament itself, we're winning Mars, that is about being competitive. It's about winning, it's about the battles, it's about a lot of things. However, the production company kind of leads into a different type of era. It leads into a different type of ideals. It leads into a lot of kind of different values as a company and as an entity in battle rap. So what does production company mean to me? To me, that type wording tells me this is kind of becoming the sports entertainment era. This is the storylines era. This is creative control era. This is not that stories are fake, but if it's in a close center, you know, it's narrative building, and only few know the real story. But again, a lot of problems with UK battle rap is everyone knows everyone. So as soon as something's half announced, people tend to somehow figure it out. And but if you have that close knit circle and then push the narrative for the fans, for like us to kind of go back on, it's where it gets really interesting. So this is going to be the most sports entertainment era of UK battle rap, and it's going to be a culture shock, I think. I don't think we'll lose the essence of a battle, because you can't lose the essence of a battle. You can't, like, we're going to be able to sniff it out if it's like a fake battle, if it's tried to put on a deliberate choke. We're going to sniff that out. Like we've been in the game for too long to know what is real and what isn't. So if there's something like that that's trying to be pulled or anything like that, that's not going to work. We need to keep the authenticity. However, that doesn't mean to say that the journey to the battle isn't then somewhat put on or exaggerated reality TV. But as long as the battle is the same essence, I think we'd be pretty much good. Like, we're needing that reason to watch the battle at this point. Like, I think what happened with like UK battle rap and US battle rap, US battle rap got to a point of, why do I want to watch the battle? And URL was quite hip to that. Why do you want to watch the battle? Because the narratives that they were building, the story, that basically it was arguments and face-offs. Let's be 100%. They were doing a lot more of them before the battles and whatnot. And it's, I need to see this the night before pay-per-views. They spike up because we see the arguments, we see that story then told, even if it's for just before. But this is now where we get the narrative building. You're going to get like the X Factor type story. Like, in my head, it's we've got these guys that are going to be doing the battles, and then you're going to have that little story of them before, and you know, like how they felt going into it, and you know, preparing it. Like, there's a lot of that, which will be good, because it's knowing the talent and being able to root for the people. Because unless you go to an event and you interact with like battle rappers, and you interact with like the leagues, then you don't quite get the grasp of that they're people. Like I kind of didn't, you know, like that these are people you can go approach and say, hey, that have feelings, that may disagree, that, you know, that have, you know, they may watch anime or something, you know what I mean? Like, they're people. You don't quite get that all the time with battle rap. So the fact that like, you lose the person, and then when you lose the person, that you don't want to root for them, but when you find the person, you root for them a lot more. So they're trying to bring the personality, the personabilism, I guess would be a better word, if it's a real word, but you know what I'm trying to say, to battle rap, and so we can relate more. And that's what they always did that with X Factor. They always did that with Britain's Got Talent. The talent that was good, they got the story behind them. But if you give a little story to everyone, then it makes us want to root for them more. So from everything I'm aware of and what they're talking about, it seems to be that it's going to be streams from maybe start middle of January or something like that, and then right the way up until possibly end of March. Every week is going to be 3 or 4 battles, and it's going to be run like a show. It's going to be run kind of, media stuff going to be being in there. There's going to be it's going to be quite a lot, like, it's going to be interviews, it's going to be background stuff, it's going to be like table talk about the battles, kind of commentary, that sort of thing. Like, they're really pushing it. So what I was told, again, went back to Apex, and the reason why that Apex interview, the Apex recap, has not as much clips of people talking is because I actually spent quite a bit of time asking about the thought of this production company. So, and they'll one or two will be scattered within that I felt were really interesting, are going to be scattered within this. But when I spoke to Bloodstro, this was no camera or anything like that, he brought up the example that him, Briggsy, and the people used at Premier Battles as kind of where they're wanting to strive for is Ballers League. So for someone like me that is maybe not, like, I feel like, I'm a modern male chronically online, right? I was never 100% sure what Ballers League was. So when they used that example, I did my research. So if you don't know, I'm going to give you a breakdown of what Ballers League is and how that kind of relates to Battle Rap. So Ballers League is essentially like a revolutionized innovation version of 5-a-side football, right? Or maybe 7-a-side. It's one of the two, right? And it's taking the old game and modernizing it. It's putting in twists, it's putting in turns, it's cutaway fades, and it's logos, it's music at the start, it's celebrity appearances, celebrity managers, it's structured, it's in the same venue almost all the time except from the final. It's like consistent, like every week there is like more and more, like there's always, it's a whole season's worth back to back. It's a commitment. That's what I got out with this. It's a commitment. Like, it seems that with Ballers League and how it kind of relates to Battle Rap is that the level of investment that the players and the managers have inside of it. So you're going to, like, Battle Rap naturally is, the current form of it now is people that are like, if fans, they're committed to it. Battle rappers have to be committed to it. Leagues have to be committed to it. But like the football was kind of like, well, I'm more invested. I'm gonna jump in the crowd and jump in the stadium, like on the pitch and all that. Whoa, yeah, we scored, we won. Like, it's going to be more of a celebration there when it comes to the games, and I think Premier Battles are trying to kind of ignite that support system to be like, like, hell yeah. If you win, you should gloat. If you win, don't do the humble thing. Don't do the humble thing. Do the PK humble thing. If you know, you know. Do the PK humble. Don't do no humble. Just don't do no humble shit. And have fun. Dance, celebrate, all this jazz. The social media clips, like pushing that forward. Like, we need to be moving forward and working towards like this goal of how we kind of bring battle rap to the mainstream. Like they did Twitch streams and YouTube streams. It was multicasted. People were streaming it live all together. Premier Battles are really wanting that, because the more eyes on it from outside in, the more that they get connected to it. Like, it's brave, it's bold to go in this direction as like a final roll with the dice. This is, I would say, a risky play. So they did a bunch of things, right, on especially on the final of the Ballers League. They had like quite specific, like, creators versus professionals a match. They had because Ballers League is originally German, and it came over to you. They had a German versus England, and Germany fucking smoked them. Like, they had all these kind of themes and into the battle that were kind of like stories. I just wonder how they kind of tweak like some sort of foul system or anything that changes the format of 360s. into like the where winning matters. Ballers League requires attendance. It does require attendance, and if you're not going to be there, then it ruins the whole thing. You can't. They have subs, but if not all the subs arrive, and then half your team doesn't arrive, then well, you know, it's over. You know, so there is quite a lot of interesting crossover here, where it comes to Premier Battles and Ballers League. However, they said it's like a production company, and I kind of alluded to kind of where I sort of see Premier Battles becoming more. This is an example that I used with people that I spoke to and whatnot from Apex and stuff. I think we're about to enter the sports entertainment era. I think it's going to be a lot more like WWE. So why am I saying this could be a little bit more like WWE? I think, as I've said before, like looking for the storylines, it's the production of it, and you know, even back in Apex, the entrances music and whatnot, like that Apex had more of a wrestling event feel than prior events for a long time. Like, I'm saying that as a compliment because of how exciting the event turned out to be, not knowing the battles, roller decks, boom, on the stage. That was really exciting. It was. But with the WWE comparison, this is a lot to do with kind of the leading up to the battle. It's why is the battle happening? It's kind of the exposition before the battle, and where a lot of times with pro wrestling, you have to kind of shop kind of ideas and battles, possibly to Premier Battles. Like if you are like a not a lower tier battle rapper, let's say you're a battle rapper that doesn't have much traction. I'm not naming names because that would be mean. And if you don't have much traction going on, and you were like, right, I need to get lit. I need to be him. I need a way of being him. I need a storyline worth investing. I need the support of the people. How do I do this? Oh, I've came up with this idea here. What if there's a backstage interview, and I'm talking about like the scenes in Premier Battles, and while you're doing an interview, I have a moment where I'm walking along and someone bumps my drink, and then there's an argument going on in the background about bumping the drink. And I know this is kind of, it's fake, but this is kind of the little dropping gems and being like, oh, them two are arguing in the background. Maybe in the future we'll see them battle. Maybe, like, it doesn't have to be this tournament structure on its own. We might just see them battle in the future, possibly. And it's like as I would notice that, the mark in me would notice that sort of thing and go, oh, why are they arguing over there? Could that be something? Like, I'm going to be watching this, looking for every nook and cranny, every gem, every reference, every time something is described. I'm going to be nailing this down to be like, how does this work? How does this go? How do we, so what's going to be interesting is if they do lean into this. If they lean into just the reward for watching, almost, like, let's say in April, as I'm using this, let's say use the same example as the spill of the drink, right? Instead of you selling the battle, saying, I'll battle him, I'll make it popular, let's do this angle, let's do this, let's do that, face off battle. Let's say that you have Premier Battles have got a big battle booked. Let's say Viz is like out the tournament or something like that. This is all hypothetical. Viz is outside the tournament. He's not in it anymore. But in April, you have a title match of Visual versus Gemini. How do we start that off? Oh, well, we, in our interviews, in our background stuff, we then just very briefly have the two look at each other a little bit. Just as walking past, there's a glance and then there's a walk. That's all it needs. Just to start off. And then you could have Gemini hosting a battle and he says something slick. as he always does, because Jem's a cool motherfucker. He has the belt on him, and he just says, welcome to the semi-finals, and well done for beating Visual. And then let's hypothetically, right, in the battle happens and whatnot, and it's just there's a little catty back and forth. He has a response on X. The two have arguments. Spaces face off, in-person face off, announced for a battle in April, title match. And we're on the journey with them, and this could have been something planned with Premier Battles. It could have been something planned prior to try and catch fire, essentially. We're trying to ignite something. In this, like, there is loads of examples of storylines that could have either, I'll go through ones I thought of that could have worked, that could have been pushed, we could have looked, or ones that even can happen still, can be pushed. Just needs narrative building. But this is what a production company does. This isn't what a league does. A league just, matter of fact, happens. URL's probably more of a production company than a league. Really, there's because how often have we said in URL they don't deserve this battle, they don't do this, they don't do that, but they give them anyway. Do you know, that? How often have we had that of, oh, why is he getting a push? A push, that's not a league term. That's a narrative story. That's plot armor. Why has he got the plot armor right now? He's not that good, and he needs to battle more in his class. That's fans just getting enraged by what they're doing with this character moving up the ranks. So let's go over this one or two that I feel like, I don't think they've dropped the ball or anything like that, but as battle rap, but this could be stuff moving forward. I remember I had a conversation with Bloodstroke, right, about Bobby Rex versus Sensa, right? It was just announced, and it was maybe just after the Jazz and Bizzle Bond event, just after that. And it was just asking questions as I normally would, not thought too much about it. And I asked why that was booked, and at the same time we had Bobby versus Soulcan, because that was the Ireland event. Kind of they kind of said the farewell of Ireland, essentially. And Bloodstroke told me this really interesting story about Bobby Rex and how he got into battle rap. And from what he said, it was, so Bobby followed the culture a bit, but what really got him into battle rap was watching Sensa versus Soulcan on Don't Flop Blood in the Water 2. Now that's a battle that happened 15, 16 years ago now. That's an old battle, but that's what got him into the culture. And in 1 year, Bobby Rex will battle both of them. Now, you've never heard that story unless I've said it once or twice before. That should have been told from the gate. As soon as they booked it as a battle, or booked both of them battles, we could have had Bobby, before either of them were announced, have a little interview about, what's your 2025 going to be? Or hypothetically, what's your year going to be? Man, this might sound selfish. I'm playing as Bobby Rex here. This might sound selfish, but fuck a lot of these guys. Fuck these guys. I want to battle two people, and people that I have been the reason why I got into battle rap, because this would be an honor for me. I want to kill Sensa, and I want to kill Soulcan. And for me, I'll have that in the back of my head. I'm scene. So I'm in the back of my head going, right, that's interesting. That's a call out list. Soulcan, Sensa. Is he going to get them battles? Boom. Soulcan's announced. Oh my god, he's got Soulcan. What is he going to tell Soulcan? Why does he want that battle? Why was he... What was it about that battle that he wanted Soulcan for? And what did he want Sensa for? And because he... Let's say he beats Soulcan, the battle happens, great battle, and he gets Sensa afterwards. Why is Sensa back? What have they... Like who's put the battery on the back of Bobby? Like you know, they're investing in their talent and giving them what is portrayed to be wanted. But you would never have known that that was a thing in general unless either I've spoke about it or I love Bobby. Bobby's never, I don't know if he's ever said that either online or like in a recorded space and recorded, you know, that's been shipped across, because that's a great narrative. I want to battle him in him. It's the Shorty Horror versus Quill clip. We all seen it. It went viral. It went viral, battle rap viral, okay? So like 500k views, whatever. Battle rap viral on like X and stuff. And it's just Quill. Oh, on your back, Shorty. Look, pick up the hooker trainer. Keep your heart rate. I'm a circuit trainer. And then it's just Shorty Horror. It's just the mean mug after, and it's just the face off, and the crowd's going fucking we're going nuts. Like yeah, the crowd is going nuts. We're watching that, going, what? Shorty's popped out. What the like he's on smoke, and we had a lot of American attention off that clip that were like, oh, this is Shorty Horror, still that guy. These guys want to call it Shorty Horror, and you know, and we could have pushed that. We could have pushed that a little more as a narrative build and lead down to something that was kind of, that could have worked out as like a big money match. It still will be, and you know, and them guys are like good friends and all that, but like in the moment, like suspend your disbelief. This is where the WWE thing, suspend the disbelief. Just, you're in the moment. This is what's happening. Shorty Horror's just jumped out on Quill. Oh my god, right? And we could lead into like if Quill has another battle, and then possibly Shorty Horror jumps in and has a couple of bars, and there's just that narrative. There's like if we have Quill versus Marlowe that was on the same year as Viz and Quill, Shorty Horror jumps in and it has a few bars and faces back off and has something to say to surprise Quill, and there's that back and forth, and then it again leads into these conversations. It's just the drop the dime and be like, boop, let's do something here. Let's give a little more and lead it into the battle for me to be like, oh, that's booked. And if it's not, why is it not booked? And have marks like myself and like Battle Rap Wax and Resume and Brill and all of these guys. Right, Battle on the Roof, Jen, Trubs, like all of us marks that do the media, all that stuff, right? We could be here going, this needs booked. Why is it not booked? This needs booked now. Because it's just that small, the little extra narrative building would be great. And you don't have to. We're in the culture, we know it's not real. We know it's not. But in that moment, we suspend disbelief. And just the story being built, you know. I actually going to say one that was actually probably in recent memory, the most successful attempt at a storyline. Quill versus Gemini. Like we had Crafty and Quill, that happened, and Quill took the belt, and then Quill, when he went on Battle Viz, he did all the stuff, don't flop champion, you know, and it was enough for the narrative to build for Gemini to come back and face Quill. And Quill is, I set this event up. I called you out. I want you. You are going to do this title match. It's you. That's it. No one else. Me and you in the event, right? Did this, built it up, and it was, you know, we knew the battle was happening 6 months ago, but it was still like Quill just poking the bear. Come over here. Come back to Don't Flop. You have to battle. It's your turn, and I will kill you, but you know it's your turn. You can't return without coming against me. And it came out, the battle came out beautifully. It came out beautifully. It was one of those, it was a title match that is worth the replay value, and you know, worth digging in the context of. It sold more because the storyline was there. It sold way more. We also have like these are quick fire ones that they could possibly make in the future. You know, I think for this April event, right? They're talking about an April event, whether it be April or May, you know, wherever the final or like the after the tournament style rather than the brackets, the playoffs, wherever they get to that. I think one of these cards needs to have Tony D versus Gemini. And yeah, we're waiting for Gemini and Shotty Horror. Absolutely. We're waiting for that battle. But I would even say that Tony D versus Gemini, and I'm saying this with utmost respect, I think that sets up Shotty Horror and Gemini perfectly if Gemini wins. Like, you know, it's Uncle Tone. And you could have, like, imagine the optic of this, right? We're hootenanny, you know, events going off, all right? Then we've got Shotty Horror, Bobby Rex, Koj, and they're behind Tony D. Then we have Gemini, who's got Shuffle T, Quill, Arc, all behind him, right? And I'm saying like names like this because, you know, they're still that's like a 6 or like 8 that could all battle each other and it's all great, and some have, some haven't, you know. Like you could have like this real Manchester, and I say Manchester versus London because if it's Shotty Horror behind Tony D, like the old guard, then Shotty's gonna bring the Manchester lot with him, and Gemini's gonna bring, like, you know, London with him on his side, and but it's uncle versus nephew type battle. It was so interesting to see that dynamic, and so I pressured Tony.
Right, you might not need to be on camera. So like, you battle Viz tonight. Premier battles moving forward. Why was it not Rum Nitty?
Because it was this.
But you could have got Rum Nitty.
No, me and Rum are spoken about it, but this was me and this. I only got one a year.
You only got one a
like
year,
this.
bro. It's kind of crazy. One a year, but I don't know. The way that we're talking about this, Premier battles moving forward, it's going to be more production. You're in control of this. You can go ahead and say, I'll battle the finalists afterwards.
Yeah, but I'm very tired, bro.
I know you are.
I'm very tired.
But you might be able to battle twice a year if it's in February, in November. Is that a lot?
One a year.
One a year. So there we go. So if anyone is battling on the tournament, they get $3,000. Maybe they'll get a Tony D battle.
I doubt it, but maybe.
Maybe, because it makes sense.
We'll never say never.
But like, if everyone's cooking in that sort of situation, he can't help himself. He's crazy.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. But who has to do it? You can say it.
Whoever wins.
No. Who organises this?
No, okay, right. I'll break this down. Premier Battles has changed from a league after today to a production company.
Yeah.
So they have they're battling from now. There's like 32 battle rappers until September, right? Or the end of October. And then the battles are going to be released in January. And then they're going to be released in March.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be, someone might win a tournament, win $3,000, and here's Tony D. Oh, you win $3,000? You have to face me afterwards. And that's your role. And you can control that.
Is it my role?
But no, because you're like an OG, you're like one of the big guys in this shit. You could be like, yeah, fuck it. In the summer, it's like WWE.
I heard that, but I don't know how many of these I got in me, man. Like,
But if you got one at a time for a little bit, what you can do, Tony, is you can control the narrative. Because imagine it is you and Gemini in your retirement battle. That is imagine you.
It's never gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
Why would it not happen?
That's my little bro.
He's bro. He called you out at the Bizzle battle.
Yeah, everyone says a lot of shit.
And but did he call you out thinking it would happen, or was it kind of he just threw a shot for no reason?
You'd have to ask him. You gotta get an interview with Jim.
I might have to.
I don't know.
Because in my mind, if you retire, whether you get Romnetti and all these other guys in here, the Gemini needs to happen. Uncle Tone versus a nephew.
I just got this one out of the way. I'm not even thinking about.
Yeah, shout out Viz, because there was a fireball.
Yeah, Viz was he had a fire.
Fire.
He needs to come back. He needs to come back And if like whatever his 50th battle is, whatever, I think he's got like a 40. I think it's a 49th now, or he's got a 49th to do. Like, I want to see him versus Gemini just to talk, just to have this conversation. Because think of the narrative that comes with that, right? It's don't flop champions. They both beat Yunnan. At a time they were both gunning for Shorty Horror. Like that was like their op, like at the time, you know, like both, you know, they both had great battles with Charlie Clips. Like there's a parallels between them two. The Ian Daniels stuff, like it really felt at Gemini's start he was a nephew of Uncle Tone. He was of that breed. And when the Yunnan battle happens, and you know we were supposed to have Tony D Gemini and Yunnan in January. Like, and that it didn't happen. But what ends up happening? What ends up happening when it comes to Tony D and Yunnan? What's the similarities between Tony D and Yunnan and Gemini and Yunnan? Both Ian Daniels members stopped Tommy Villas from being the Don't Flop champion again. They did it. They stopped Yunnan from being the Don't Flop champion again. Different ways of doing it, but they did it. And that alone, like you, if you connect the dots in a storyline like this, there's so much to be told between them two. That as a story, like that's a main eventer. Like other than your We're Winning Matters final, that's a main eventer off a storyline, and it just takes them talking. I just that one makes so much sense to me. And you know what? And if Gemini beats Uncle Tone, that's it. Call Shorty, like Shorty Horror will be right there. I called you out versus Coffee. I'm calling you out now. This has to happen. End of the year, November time, plug 6, whatever. That happens. I killed my family member so I can get to you. I say family member figuratively, but like, how incredible is that? It just sets up so perfectly. It would be that's an added notch to this battle. If Gemini beats Tony D, and you know what? And if Tony D and Gem have a classic, that Shorty Horror talking shit, I'll take you now. You can't beat Tony. You think you could take me? Let's do it then. There's just, you can push that narrative so well. And like, here's a rapid fire one, right? Koji versus C Major. C Major may never battle, but Koji was there. Quill's dancing on the stage, Deadpool mask, C Major's rapping there. Koji like, what the fuck are you doing here? I'll kill you. I love that shit. Yes. And it's a different way to get the same result that ends in a battle. It's like, oh, I'm just supporting my friend here, but you have an attitude against that. Let's battle. I'll come back for you. Cheeky shit. You know, like things like this. Quill and Bizzle for the return, like for the double X champ, you know, whatever, like they're been supposed to battle. Needs to happen. That's a storyline to be told. And you know what? If you want to make a Brock Lesnar, like not the charges for that like, oh, what the fuck? Bring Yunnan back. Just let's just say, imagine. right. We have Yunnan. Let's say Viz beats, like, wins the tournament. I'm using Viz as an example because he's a great version. You could kind of, he's one of those that it could be a narrative builder, right? Yeah, Viz wins, right? Gets the $3,000, and all of a sudden, I'm a monstrosity. And here's Yunnan just walking over, just parading on Viz's whole shtick. Bruh, that would be so hype. Oh my god. Like, but this is shit that can be done with Premier Battles in the end. It's a story-driven narrative building that can happen, like, as a production company. Now you've kind of dropped the guise of a league. We're just here to set up the best matches. We're not, like, we do this tournament. That's for the tryhards. That's for the winners. That's where winning matters. We've got this going on too. We've got this is in. Like I've had Viz I tried to ask Viz about this. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah?
Who else?
You think West West is in that? Bro, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
He's got a new fan, Locksmith, the new fan of Visual.
Oh, wait. Locksmith, bro. You're hiding yourself behind the glasses. Shout out to you, bro.
Shout out to everyone, shout out to Battle Rap Scene. Excellent day, shout out Visual Tony D.
If I have you on Twitter, I'll tag you with it. But no, in my mind,
You're trying to make a battle happen.
not even to make a battle happen. What I would say is that you versus Whispers, Premier Battles is going on to this production company.
Yeah.
They'll do their tournament. But
You
they,
said I'm doing the tournament.
no, you're not.
Yeah.
Exhibition matches. You could be the main event. And that just is like in WWE style. That just makes so much sense.
I get it, and I mean zero disrespect to Whispers. Like, I just battled the greatest of all time.
Agreed.
I'm not in a rush to book a battle. I'm comfy. I had an amazing performance against the greatest. Bro, I'm happy right now. I'm chuffed. If anyone knows me, I don't know if people have been to events. I don't stick about. I go home. I'm here and I'm drinking because I had a good time.
You're celebrating.
I'm celebrating. It feels like the end of an era in a good way, not in a negative way. Like, battle rap in the UK is moving on to a different stage.
Yeah.
One that doesn't necessarily involve the people on the card today.
Yeah.
We got to show out one last time. It was magic, you know? We can't recreate today.
But this stage, to me,
Yeah?
in this stage now, and I say this before we sign out, this stage to me says you can come back however way you want. Imagine you have a song that comes out and you, like, I don't know, someone is like the semi-final, you watch the battle and say, I'll battle the finalist, I'll battle the winner. You can, it's like WWE, you can control, you're like, and you have experience of filmmaking and all that. You can control the narrative, and it just seems like such a great.
Listen, I could come back. I'm not saying I'm not. What I'm saying is, I just battled Tony. That's it for me. I don't need to battle anyone else to feel like my journey is incomplete. I feel like I completed that. Anyone else is going to be additional if I decide to take it. They're not going to be my end game. My end game's complete. I battled Tony D, bro.
I love that.
And bro, some people have me losing, some people have me winning. I don't like
It's
that
close.
is a compliment to me. The people aren't like, yo, you got washed by Tony. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, and there's anyone to get washed by, but even then, like, I need to rewatch that
I
battle.
used to have a game face where you see me. I would be straight faced during the opponent's runs. You don't see that against Tony, bro. You don't see that against.
You can.
I'm battling these bucket list people where I'm like, yo, I'm having a fucking great time.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna hide that. I'm having a great time. Tony has some crazy shit. I'm reacting to it in the room. I'm telling other
Absolutely.
people to react to it in the room. That's the
I'm
greatest
watching
of all
you
time.
get the hand up and all that. Like,
100%, bro. That's Tony. So I feel good. I'm happy with where things are at the minute. If I come back, it'll be for a good reason. But as it stands,
and I agree with that. Come back for a good reason, but what you can do is make the good reason.
I appreciate that, bro.
You could, like, Rod's show is just a message away. If I come back, I'll come back in a year.
He's a lying bastard telling me that he retired, but like that sort of narrative building would be so good. And actually you could, because you'll make, if it looks more like a movie, you'll make stars. Like, you will make the stars if it's more movie-like. And like Viz, you put so much effort into being such a successful battle rapper. Make him a star. Make him a star. Bobby Rex, make him a star. Like, who like I don't know, Bobby versus Raptor. Are you joking me? But like Raptor doing, like, I feel like Raptor did it first. It was like maybe like a year or so before, possibly. And then Bobby being on the Premier Battle side of Raptor being like, I brought you into battle rap, I did this, I did that. You disrespected Premier Battles and every opportunity it had, but you were my brother and we did it 2-on-2. And then, like, just the shit like that. Narrative building. That's what I'm looking for. That's the sort of thing I'm looking for.
Real quick then,
we're
what is moving forward for you guys? Like, I know Premier Battles has become a production company.
Retired.
You're both retired. Is that the last ones?
Who's left for us?
I don't know, man. Like, the fact that the Premier Battles is a production company, for me, is you can control your own narrative. You decide when you come back, make it a big thing. Ark is a veteran for 16, 17 years. I'm gonna come back and battle a newbie, and it's hype as fuck.
My first battle was
Quill.
2005. That's 20 years.
So you could, why is that? Tell that narrative. That's my best battle.
My first battle on camera was 20 years ago.
So you can control that and get more money off of that narrative because hype will be like, that's my first battle.
I'll be 100% real, even if it wasn't about money, it's not enough money.
Fair.
Like, I'll be like, it's not like it's got to pay the hourly rate of all the other shit I do.
Yeah.
And it doesn't equate to that. I do this for
The fun.
I do this for everyone. I do this for myself because I love it. And you know what? I've been battling for 20 years. I've been battling since I was 17. When I was on stage, fucking going against Censor. When I was 18, 19, going against Mike Assassin. When I was 25, going against Ilmac. When I was however the fuck old I am, doing whatever the fuck I am. Yeah. So for me, it's like at some point you have to let everyone else have a go. Like not have a go. But for me, this performance tonight was more about like me being like just almost being able to say goodbye and
so if all else ends, you're happy with this now.
I'm so happy, bro. Look, listen.
Because it is a great performance.
Bizzo's amazing, bro. Bizzo's amazing. I won that battle.
Okay.
And I won that battle. He
3-0'd that battle.
Whatever. So but he's been the champion for
1,000 days.
3 years, 1,000 days, right? He lost to Gemini, or you know, rare.
Yeah.
If I can come back, I was happy with being able to come back and win. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
If I can come back and beat the person that's been a champion for 1,000 days, I don't have to do anything.
No, you don't. As a legend, you have to do anything. But the fact that the way that Premier Battles is moving forward is narrative building.
Let me keep it real.
Okay, you keep it real.
I've been hyping. All jokes aside, yeah. Bizzo was elite. It's elites only. But
Bizzo's amazing. Listen, I don't want to get it twisted.
No. You're not getting twisted.
Bizzo was elite, but he did catch a gentleman's. Koj was elite. I caught a 2-1 or a gentleman's, however you want to call it. Everyone on the card today was fucking elite. I'm joking about you as well, Cammy. I love you every single time.
I love you too.
And actually, your promo for this event was actually the best promo that they've done. Now, if you want to talk about moving forward, listen, do I agree with the changes that Premier Battles are doing? Not necessarily, but does a change have to happen? Yes. So I'm glad that there is a change happening, and I hope that it's the right choice. And I will be here to help, but not as a battler. But
not as a battler.
Listen, we've been battling a long time. We've been battling high-level people. For us to keep, listen, I can't speak for him, but me personally, I battle for a purpose, innit?
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that I'm retiring. I'm more like giving up, really and truly. But listen, what is positive was we got fresh new blood, which I wouldn't have said a year ago. Visual is officially now top tier. Maverick is officially now top tier. Slim Buck, Slim Buck, I'll say is just virgin on top tier.
One win away.
Gus Buff is so fucking exciting. Not quite top tier, but I will pay to watch him. Frost still chokes, but his material is elite. I will pay to watch him. So we're in safe hands. And listen, it's gonna take a big name to pull us out as a 2-on-2 and set the stage on fire.
Look, let me just have a 1 minute.
You bring it down, bro.
I don't want to take anything away from Bizzo. I know I said all the other shit I said in the battle. He has literally held down the title for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
He's made it exciting. He's made battling in Premier Battles worthwhile. Yeah. Even the whole hype with the shit with Jem, it was perfect. It gave it a narrative and it gave it a story. Yeah. So for me, my job was to come back without battling Jem or without battling Shotty or without battling them people. My job today was to go out there and win and just show that I got to be in the conversation. After 20 years,
after 20 years is crazy.
As well.
Yes,
I set fucking standards every time. Did you see my fucking walkout? C major walked me out, bro.
I see quickly, that was fire.
And what I want to say about that.
Oh, hey, Yana.
It's a beautiful full circle moment because back in the day we had a little competitive.
Yeah.
But I'm a big C major.
You should have battled C major at some point.
Exactly. But the fact that we ended like that, him walking me out, it's a beautiful full circle moment. And I genuinely believe that's his best track. So if you're watching this, it will be out now. Go check it. Easy Street, C Major, Arnold Street.
Yeah. So
thank you, Cammy. I was joking. There's nothing.
No, that's all love, bro.
Every
event we have to do this shit. Sorry, Yannick.
Go on, Nobed, wrap it up.
Let's zoom in the Yannick before we leave.
I say it's like WWE. I'm also saying that you could possibly get away with coaching celebrities. So I'm not saying script battles. I am not saying that. I'm more leaning into something similar that Matt Hoffa did versus Method Man. Similar, but not quite. Kind of like when James Corden, the worst man in the world, the most hated man in Britain. It's kind of like when he did the rap battles and he had battle rappers that were coaching the celebrities. We could do something similar. You could fuck around and have Harry Panero, right? I'm throwing this out there. This is all hypothetical nonsense jargon, but I imagine you have like Sidemen React, right? And Specs Gonzalez. I'll use him instead, right? Or even let's make it up, like they do a react to battle rap. It's Specs, Harry Panero, Josh, and Vic, right? They're reacting to more rap battles, and then they happen to go on to Whispers versus Jerry West, and Harry Panero was like, "What the hell is this?" Like a bad reaction, and kind of leads to comments and stuff, right? Let's just say hypothetically, the Whispers calls him out. Fuck you, Harry Panero. Fuck you. And then it takes Premier Battles. Do you want to do this? We'll coach you. We'll get Bobby Rex and we'll get people. We'll coach you how to do this. We'll fly them out to London from Manchester. We'll do it. If you want to do this, we can sell it. You pay whatever big amount or put it on your YouTube channel and link to Premier Battles, all this sort of stuff, whatever negotiation needed. Whispers versus Harry Panero. You know what I mean? That there's as a production company, you can lean into more of this. You can have a celebrity versus celebrity match, but it's kind of coached by battle rappers, But that's kind of like the not predetermined, but prepared kind of way, like they're prepared for the battle. They're willing to go and do it because it's not as if you have a choreographed routine, but you need practice. And this could be great practice. You could document it and say, this is how we're doing it. This is how it's going to look. This is how we're going to say it. This is how it's going to come across. And this is what you should do. And you could have a whole mini docu-series on that alone. Like, there's so much as a production company that can be done. This is battle rap's going to be on a much wider spectrum. If this is successful and works out as a production company, this could go way further out. It's a big gamble, but this could go different ways. This is at least how I'm interpreting production company. That's how I'm interpreting it. It's not just battle rap anymore. It's a lot more than that. I'm not going to do predictions on the tables yet. That will come this month in August, and before the battles happen, I will sort of have like who I think will win, and just in a hypothetical world, like going into it, and just kind of how I would predict the whole thing's going to go. Like I'll do predictions of the groups, and that'll be it. Probably a good idea, and then maybe I'll do something funny to see who wins after. I don't know. I'll have a few plans for that. But I want to end on something that I think, if we were a production company, needs to happen now. Picture the scene. Tournament's done. Yeah, and let's say the winner wins. As soon as I say it, as soon as I say it, it's going to give it away. Let's say they win a briefcase. Let's say they win a briefcase, right? They have a big briefcase. It's Premier Battles, right? And so the year goes on. Gemini is the champ. He's had one title defense of it in May, right? And then November comes around. It's a big event. there's 5 battles on the card, and we kind of go, either why is there only 5, and is there a secret battle? Like, what's going on here? We don't know what's going on. It's in the middle of the event, right? Dojo wins, and he goes up to, like, they're about to announce for a battle, and then Dojo comes in. I'm cashing in the briefcase. I think we need a Money in the Bank stipulation for Premier Battles. And I'm not saying that to be like, oh, it's going to be random or it's too wrestling-y and it's like just happens there and then. No, this would be choreographed with Premier Battles. This would be like a secret battle that is sold as a title match happening on the spot. And there's a lot of reasons why I think something like this should be in place. Because if you're going to go to events, you're going to have to be in every single one of them. If you want to keep up with Premier Battles and catch the title match, who's Gemini, you're going to have to be in every single event, because they might just cash that in whenever they want. Although, realistically, they'll plan it out and all that. This is the date here, get right and get prepared. But for us that don't know, they can just do... It just takes Dojo just to be in the event with the briefcase, just sort of holding it. Just in some battles, just holding the briefcase. Just in case. Just holding it. Just temper flares, you know? It just takes Dojo there. I might cash this in today. Fans going up to him saying, cash it in. And like, we'll see. And you can kind of put this anticipation for the title match, because you're anticipating a Gemini battle in the end there. You're anticipating the top guy to have a battle on the spot, according to us. But it just makes things much more interesting. And you know what? If the battle is cancelled and has to move to another date, it's not a big deal, because people didn't know about it anyway. So, like, if it gets moved, or it's like, no, I can't do this event because I have so-and-so, I've got a new album release, I'm touring in Reading, I'll have to do another event or whatnot. But Dojo can still do the same thing. Bring the briefcase. Where's Gemini? Gemini here? Nah, I'm going to have to get him next time. And you could just lead into that. Like the energy coming across when you see the briefcase just walking along. Oh my God. It would be so hype. And it's just the way, I'm cashing it in now. We're doing this right now. And people going, whoever's on the outside, guys, it's a title match right now. Get the fuck in. Title match. Dojo's cashing in. And then Gemini has to step up. Oh. That's what a production company can do. And that's where I want to end things off just now. There's so much creative value in what Premier Battles can do moving forward. It just needs to happen, and it takes a bit of bravery to do it. It takes a bit of bravery. It takes, as they said with Ballers League, revolutionize what's normal. It just takes, we had that, let's make it a little more exciting. Let's change it slightly. Let's do this. And you can have something special here. Let me know what you think in the comments, or at me at Cammygbr. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. This is me talking about Premier Battles, where winning matters. Next video that I do, we'll talk about the actual battles themselves. I'll just go by the groups, and that'll just be what I think who'll win each group. And I'll figure we'll have something fun to do when it comes to talking about the playoff stages and stuff. Hope you enjoyed the video. Cammygbr. Peace.